Hello everyone, welcome to our channel where we bring you dramatic, surprising and fascinating stories from the movie Beyond the Gates. In the seemingly peaceful atmosphere of a wealthy, closed community, where high walls and heavy iron gates always hide countless secrets, a real storm was stirred up by Leslie when she suddenly announced that she was pregnant with Ted's child. A revelation that shocked both Ted and Nicole like never before, and shook the already cracked foundation of this marriage. That event was not only an internal explosion, but also opened up a series of days full of conflicts, struggles, exposing the dark corners of the psychology, selfishness and hidden calculations of all involved. Nicole, the woman who had to struggle to maintain the image of a perfect family in front of high society, now saw the whole world collapse when hearing the bad news. All the trust she had placed in Ted suddenly turned to ashes. The deep hurt was like a knife wound straight into her heart. It made her fall into a state of pain, anger, and resentment. And in a moment, this proud and disciplined woman became a helpless victim of a blatant betrayal. Ted, the man who always tried to balance ambition, status, and family responsibility. Now he was forced into a dead end when the undeniable truth was revealed. The turmoil in his mind made him want to deny it and cling to the remnants of his marriage with Nicole. But at the same time, he could not escape the whirlwind brought by his relationship with Leslie. Because that pregnancy was a living proof of his weakness, his lack of self-control, and of the moments that he thought he could hide forever. Leslie, the central character of the case, is not simply a woman who suddenly falls into a difficult situation. Instead, she is a mixture of the desire for recognition, hidden revenge and ambition that overwhelms all moral limits. Her public announcement of her pregnancy is not just a simple act of announcing the news. It is also a double-edged sword. It both suffocates Ted in guilt. It also pushes Nicole into an unprecedented mental crisis. And at the same time, it makes Leslie the center of attention. A character that shocks the entire closed community. Immediately after that announcement, the chain of consequences quickly spread. Whispers began to creep through the luxurious corridors and luxurious dinner parties. Doubtful and contemptuous looks gradually appeared when people understood that behind the cover of a model wealthy family, it was betrayal, a breakdown, and a scandal that no one could have expected. Ted's image collapsed in the eyes of many people. Nicole, from an admired woman, became a pitiful person. Leslie was labeled a cruel interloper. Even though she herself was facing the terrible pressure of pregnancy and the hatred that surrounded her. The inevitable confrontations took place. Nicole gradually revealed her fierceness when she refused to back down. She not only had to face her own pain, but also determined not to let Leslie easily take over the position that was rightfully hers. From a hurt wife, Nicole became someone who was ready to rush into battle to maintain her honor, position, and even worthy revenge. Ted was stuck between two women. One side was the past, responsibility, and love that he had sworn. The other side was weakness that had turned into an inescapable burden, making him gradually lose control. Torn by a choice with no way out. Leslie, despite her strong appearance, is actually in a complicated state when loneliness and fear surround her. Carrying a child is both a source of pride and a chain that binds her to a harsh war, where she has to face the contempt of society, hatred from Nicole, and the growing indifference from Ted. All blend into a dark picture of betrayal, lust, ambition, and revenge. As time goes by, the conflicts pile up. Nicole is no longer a weak victim, but begins to use all resources, all relationships, and even covert strategies to fight Leslie. Step by step, pushing her opponent into a state of insecurity. From widespread rumors to covert plots that make Leslie gradually lose her position in the community. She not only fights for herself, but also wants to destroy her opponent's image, turning Leslie into a symbol of evil. Meanwhile, Ted became increasingly unstable. The decline of his career and the pressure from the scandal pushed him into a state of disorientation. His consecutive bad decisions made him lose his reputation. At the same time, the rift with Nicole deepened. Coldness, distance. The silent but powerful confrontations caused the marriage, which was only a shell, to fall apart. Leslie, who used to hold power thanks to her secret, now became the target of being ostracized. She gradually realized that exposing the truth did not help her be loved. It only made everything heavier and more painful. The loneliness and mental pressure increased day by day. Sometimes she doubted her own decision. But it was too late to turn back. The whole thing was not simply a complicated love triangle. It had become a fierce battle of honor, power, and survival, where there was no room for weakness or forgiveness. All that remained were battles of wits and strength. The price to pay for every action and the high price for moments of weakness. Every passing day became a series of tensions. The conflicts were pushed to the limit. The harsh psychological struggle between love and hatred. Between responsibility and desire. Between honor and collapse. All create a picture of tragedy, where no one wins. Only people gradually lose everything because of wrong choices, leaving unpredictable consequences for both the present and the future. And the event of Leslie announcing her pregnancy became the spark that started a long, dark war, where love turns into hatred. The truth turns into a weapon. And Ted and Nicole's marriage is forever buried under the rubble that cannot be saved. Beyond the Gates is no longer just a film about the luxury of the upper class, but has become a naked picture of the fragility of trust, the destruction of desire, and the terrible price of betrayal. The story of Leslie being pregnant with Ted's child is the fuse that pushes everything into the abyss. Keep watching. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the next shocking developments.